Hey kings and queens, welcome to the Aya Show. My name is Tiffany Roldan-Howell, transformational life coach and your soul strategist. And today we have a very special guest, DJ Lucky C.
Hey now.
Hey. So we are going to be discussing positivity, mindset, and how we use it in every day of our lives. So stay tuned. What's up, kings and queens? My name is Tiffany Roldan-Howell, transformational life coach and your soul strategist. And today it's very special because I have a special guest, DJ Lucky C.
Hey now.
Okay, so Lucky, first of all, you are my very first guest
on
the Aya Show.
See, you ain't tell me all of that. I am happy to be here. Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you. You're doing great things, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And so are you. That's why I was like, no, Lucky has to be on this show.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just, I just press buttons on my laptop. I just, do a little razzle dazzle, no? No? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Give yourself more credit, please.
Okay, all right. I've done some little things here and there over the years, just nothing crazy. Nothing crazy.
Well, from people who don't know, me and Lucky actually grew up together. Yeah. I've known him since we were jits. I can't even think about the age, like 12? Yeah, like middle school.
You were probably 12.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. 13.
I got a story, but I don't know if your listeners want to know about it. I'm going to save it. I'm gonna save the story.
You can't do that now.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to save the story. I'm going to save it.
Is it about...
It's about you.
Okay. Lord Jesus. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, how about this? Because now I'm interested.
How about that?
Tell me, and then we'll cut it out if I like it.
All right. You remember Tiffany Mobile?
Oh, that's how long we've known each other. That T-Mobile just came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was Tiffany Mobile.
Oh boy, somebody thought that they named the whole company after her. Somebody had all of the phones. I'm talking about the Razors, what was the other ones? I don't even know. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But here's the thing. I only had one phone. I just had a lot of cases. That's how you got it.
So that's how long we've known each other. Yep.
Right.
That's how long.
To date ourselves, that's how long we've known each other.
Sheesh.
But it's just been such a pleasure. Thank God for social media because we're able to keep up with each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Literally at every stage of our lives.
Yeah, facts.
Right?
Facts.
And so I've seen you become like DJ for like small events, then to big events, get DJ of the Year awards, to hear you on the radio, like the local radio that we used to listen to while we were younger.
Yeah.
That is so exciting. Every time I hear it, I'm just like...
It's still surreal to me, actually. Like, it's going on 4 years in November, and still, every day I drive up there, it's like, I really work here. Like, I really do this. So, it's like a dream. I got to pinch myself every couple of hours just to make sure I'm really doing this. Like, I'm living my dreams. Like, everything I said I wanted to do, I said I'm going to do it, and I did it.
That's it.
That's it. Literally.
And it's just like your ambition, pretty much.
Yeah. That's what kind of sets me apart from everybody because the things that other people wouldn't do, I don't care. I'll do it. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's kind of what got me a little further ahead than other people because at first that's what kind of slowed me down, just worrying about what people are going to think, what they're going to say. But once I got past that, oh man, sky was the limit. Right. And beyond that.
Right. There's a saying that says, do what people won't do now so that way you can live like other people can't live later.
Yeah. About what? 17 years in the game, so...
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God.
So,
right.
Yeah. Give or take 17 years, so yeah.
So let's talk about that though. So you've been in the game for 17 years. What got you into DJing?
I've always loved music. Back then, when we were in middle school, I wanted to be a rapper. Then I kind of lost the passion of that. Then I tried to be a producer for like a week. That didn't work either. And then, but I knew I wanted to be in music. So I was like, what can I do to still be connected to music? And at the time, my cousin, Sam Sneak, was doing his dollar in the streets, doing parties, making records. And literally it was, remember the National Guard Armory by North Miami? Mm-hmm. It was probably like a Christmas party or something, and I'll never forget it. he had the entire National Guard under his thumb. Whatever he played, everybody moved.
They were
When he
just
dropped, yeah, I'm like, and that was like my first time really seeing a DJ really rock like, let's just say 300 people.
Right.
And you got them all on one accord. And that night, it was like a December night. I said, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And that was it, literally. So the power that a DJ has when you got people like singing at the top of their lungs and you could see the emotion on their face and you control that. Like there's no greater feeling in the world to me than that. So it's been a blessing. Like, you know how some people kind of chasing their first high or chasing that first hit? Like, I'm not chasing that anymore. Like, every event is better than the last. Every set is better than the last. So it's like I'm getting better even now. So every day is a new challenge for me and I love it.
That's so awesome. And then you're saying every day is a new challenge because the way I see it, technology, you're saying like at a thing of a button, right? Like at a push of a button.
Yeah.
But technology has changed so much in just like the past decade alone, right? So what's different now that you would say is a little bit better for people who want to get into the DJing field versus when you had to do it when you were back 17 years ago?
Now, literally, you can DJ on your phone. You can DJ on an iPad. You can DJ on any device. You know what I'm saying? Like when I first started, I learned off of CDs and then eventually migrated to the laptops and everything of that sort. But even before then, when dudes had to carry the big records and all that stuff, like now anybody can just wake up and say, I want to be a DJ. Make a $100 investment, get you a little controller, and you can teach yourself the basics. It's user friendly now. That's what scared people away from DJing years ago, is because you see all these big pieces of equipment and all these buttons and it scares people.
Right.
But once you get into it and you see the people, their reactions, and you start putting records together and you're like, man, I didn't know this record sounded like this record. And I'm getting excited talking about it. I'm sorry.
No, listen. But it's true though, because it's the vibe that you're setting. Like,
definitely.
Like you said earlier, the DJ is what sets the tone.
Pretty much.
If you can have the most amazing people at your party, but if the DJ is whack, your party is whack.
And I've seen it. Like there are times where I feel like I'm giving like quality mixing and playing all the hits, but if the people just like, it kills the party. So one hand always washes the other. So as a DJ, you got to be fully aware of your crowd. You can't play for yourself. Right. There are certain things in DJing that will never change. So that's one aspect. You got to play for your crowd. You got to practice. You have to always be willing to elevate and grow. Those three principles will never grow out of DJing. As far as technology, that stuff will always change. It'll always make our lives easier. But if you really want to be a DJ, challenge yourself and learn without the gadgets and the gizmos, and give yourself that real lesson, because you'll really appreciate it more. And for me, that's all it took. Like I used to literally lock myself in my room and practice. All right, this song sounds like this song. Can I mix it? Nah, I don't mix. So why they sound alike? Oh, okay. Like I taught myself music. Like everything that I do, I taught myself. And then I seen other people do it. Oh, I could do that too. YouTube videos. Like it's never a point in my career where I said, I'm not going to do that. Like, I wouldn't be where I am today if I said that. So I take pride in that. I take absolute honor and joy in my career. And I hope that every DJ out there takes that too, because like without us, there's no hip hop.
Right.
So, you know.
That's so true. There's no events, period. Can we just say that? Because there's no hip hop, there's no events, there's no, like, you guys set the tone. With
a heartbeat, basically. Like, that's pretty much.
That's perfect.
Without your heartbeat, you ain't living. So
exactly.
Because the rappers, they say the words, like they make the music, but then you're not gonna get all of these rappers in one place to perform at an event. So that's where the DJ comes in. The DJ is gonna play some Drake, he's gonna play some Haitian music, some Spanish music, some Jamaican music, and hopefully put it all together and it sounds like a vibe. And you got DJs that don't, but they got their little wave. So,
but they can learn from it.
Exactly.
It's a learning experience.
Exactly.
If your crowd ain't rock with you, then figure out what did you do, because you weren't listening to the crowd.
Pretty much.
Based off what you just said.
Pretty much. It's just that simple. Like if you look out and you see nobody's moving, you got to figure out how to get them moving. And as a DJ, you're the professional to know, okay, if I've been playing trap music and nobody's dancing to the trap music, I got to figure out how to get to the next genre or the next wave. Then you try it. Maybe they want to listen to reggae. The reggae don't work, cool. Let me try something else.
All right.
They don't like that, cool. Eventually, if you know how to maneuver and weave through music, you'll get them. And once you get them,
they're yours.
That's it. I swear to you, it's the best thing. Like literally eating that, like, oh my God, DJ, like you doing that. I'm just like, yeah, come on, man, this ain't nothing. But,
humble.
But behind the scenes, you like panicking, like, man, they not dancing. What's going on? And once you get them, it's a wrap.
That's awesome. So you did a lot of. You started off with like smaller events, company events, community. I've seen him literally do it all.
Still doing it too. Still doing it.
Still doing it, by the way.
Still doing it. Yeah.
You know, for your little events or whatever's going on.
Still doing them.
Definitely hired DJ Lucky C.
Shameless plug.
But shameless. But how did you end up getting, like, what transition, or how did you end up going after that dream job of working on the local radio station?
So at the time, even looking back, it still seems surreal. Like at the time, me and DJ Nasty were like cool. We worked at G5 every week. And I used to tell him like, yo, put me on the radio. Put me on the radio. Yo, I'm ready. Put me on the radio.
So you would tell him.
I would tell him.
By the way.
I would
That's
tell
important.
Him.
Open your mouth.
Yeah, I mean, closed mouths don't get fed. You know what I'm saying? So I would tell, and I remember one night vividly, I was drunk. I was through road. And I told him, like, man, why y'all don't want to put me on the radio, man? Like, what, you scared I'm finna take your job? I was drunk just talking. He was like, man, I'll put you on 9 o'clock. You gonna fold. You ain't gonna know what to do. I said, man, put me on anytime. I'm finna body it. And I remember that conversation. Fast forward, let's say a couple months. Labor Day weekend is about to roll around. Labor Day 2016. Nasty reaches out to me. He said, yo, you still ready to do that mix? Yeah, I'm ready. What you mean? Shitting bricks. But I had to handle up. So it was Saturday night, Labor Day weekend. It was me and DJ and Tice, my very first time on mainstream radio, and I looked up to him, Tice, still do. So it was like nerve-wracking because DJ Nasty has a way of like trying to hype you up but kind of psych you out at the same time. So he like, yeah, man, you're gonna be good, man. It's only like 1 million people that could listen at any given time. So to a DJ that's never done mainstream radio before, that's 1 million people. Yeah. So I went up there, did my thing, and I guess I can brag about it now because there was no DJ before me and hasn't been a DJ after me. I'm the only DJ to go up there, the first guest spot, and get a job.
Hey.
Right after. Like, and it wasn't, at the time, I thought it was automatic. Like, okay, I did the guest spot. I know I killed it. Everybody tuned in. I was waiting on them to hit me up like, yeah. Okay, a couple days go by, week, 2 weeks. Everybody's asking me, so, hey, you got the job, right? I'm like, yeah, you know, because I don't know.
You manifested it.
So I'm just like, man, what's going on? What's going on? I don't know what's going on. But I didn't want to be like too eager. And this is nothing but God. The guy that DJ Nasty used to work with at nights, DJ Nails, he ended up getting a promotion to Orlando.
Oh.
When he left, that opened up a spot at 99 Jamz. All I had to do was apply. Everybody, I did my interview when I
you already
DJ'd, you know what I'm saying? So I applied, went through the motions, and got the job.
That is awesome.
And I vividly remember because I took a mini vacation. I went up to Maryland for Thanksgiving. While I was up there, got the call from boss lady like, hey, everything came back, approved. You got the job, come in on Monday. and we'll get you started. So that was like Wednesday. Thanksgiving was Thursday. I flew back into town that Friday, and ironically, 99 Jamz had some kind of drive or something at finger licking.
Oh.
It was some kind of something. We were already supposed to DJ, and they were just supposed to just be out there. Mm-hmm. When I saw my coworkers now, they already knew, so they all hyping me up.
Aww.
And apparently there was supposed to be like this big rollout that the station was supposed to do for me, but man, I made my own graphic. I got a billboard truck, like the whole city rallied behind me because
yes,
it was momentum. It was the wave. Like nobody from my generation, my whatever you call it, the group that I run in, strip club DJs, whatever, made it to mainstream radio. So for me to do it, it was a blessing. And literally it was like speaking into existence, the power of positivity.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love it so much. Okay. So is there any like one event that you've done that sticks in your mind or has like a special place in your heart more than any other?
It's a couple. And it's not even for the reasons that people would think. Like there are DJs that are vain. Let's just keep it G. Like it might have been a party that had the most people or a celebrity was there but for me, it's like, if I know I did a wedding or a baby shower, a kid party, and the client themselves is just overjoyed, I'm getting text messages the day after, they still posting about it, they still talking about it. It's people that come to me randomly, because I do so many events, I don't remember everybody. But they're like, man, you did my baby shower 10 years ago, man. My son about to turn 10. I want you to do the 10th birthday. I'm like, that's dope. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Like, so
that is awesome.
Those are the events for me. Like, when I can do repeat events for clients, when I'm like, when they say, yeah, you the family DJ now, like, those, for me, those hold a special place for me.
That's
like,
so
for
awesome.
Real.
Okay, so let's switch over because we've been talking about your career.
Yeah.
I do want to focus more on the mindset because, like you said, it's all about the power of positivity, right? So, with that being said, what internal obstacles did you have while you were going through the motions of becoming a DJ?
Internal, external, I went through it all. Like,
right.
Internally, I am a very negative person.
Really?
Yeah. It's hard to believe, right? I'm very hard on myself because I feel like I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. So I used to just tell myself, man, nobody's going to listen to you. Nobody's going to rock with you, man. They like these guys over here. Even though I know I'm better than these guys, I just used to just tell myself these things just because of the environment that I was in, the people that I was around, and just not having that power to believe in myself. So for me, I just really had to make a switch. It was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I literally sat back and said, okay, I'm broke, I'm struggling. Like any little money I get, something bad happens. Or I got to pay for this, or I got to do this. And I'm like, this can't be life. Like something has to change. And it started with me. Like I literally had to say, I'm waking up every day mad at this person, mad because this person don't like me, mad. What am I mad for? At this point, my kids was healthy. I had graduated from college at this point. I done beat the odds multiple times. So for me, that's where it started. I had to plant a seed within myself to remind myself that you're still here.
Right.
There are people that are locked up dead or non-existent. You're still here. And I started waking up every day like, nah, today's the day you just gonna just kill it. It's simple stuff. Like, nah, you got a party today, you gonna kill it. You got this baby shower today, you finna make the people love you. Like I would just...
Self-talk.
Yeah, basically.
I think it starts with self-talk.
It has to. It really has to. And then I used to be online and I used to see these like memes. And they used to be real positive, motivational. I'm like, yo, these are the things I would tell myself. every morning motivation that I posted is, especially when I first started, it was something that I was going through internally. Something I couldn't get around it. I would find a post and that's what I related to. So people would think that I was just posting just to post. No, this was the affirmation for myself. So it was one thing for me to say it, but I had to read it. I had to post it. And then I wrote the caption. That was the affirmation for myself. Like, okay, yeah, I can get it. I can get through this. I can do it. And then once you start, it's like, now you got to keep going. Because the people were so appreciative of it.
Right.
Because you waking up in the morning, you know how it is. You get on Instagram or Twitter, like you're going to see a bunch of stuff that will kill your vibe. Stuff from the night before, somebody got killed, there's some bad news, somebody's cussing out their baby daddy, whatever the case may be. So I said, I got to break the monotony. Boom, here's this positive post. Boom, here's something to change your mindset. Boom, here's something that I know everybody's going through. We all think about it. This is a different perspective. And it grew like wildfire, literally.
I love it. I love your morning motivation post.
To the point where I don't do it as much as I want to. Because, you know, we all going through stuff. So there's certain days where I feel it, certain days where I don't. But I know that there are people that are looking for that because they need it. So I try to just be that voice because it's a lot of people out here that are down talking themselves, that got people down talking them. We just need a voice of reason sometimes.
Okay, so we've talked about positivity and we talked about how self-care is definitely one of the main things that we want to start with. But are there any like self-care practices that you do for yourself that helps?
Anybody that knows me, man, if you're around me, I'm the smoking section. But besides that, music has always been my escape. Like, I could be having the worst day. I could be going through it with whomever, pissed off, don't want to talk to nobody, but I got to go to work.
Right.
All right. As soon as I plug in my laptop, I got the meanest mug. I don't do this. As soon as I plug in and I just start, all that pressure is released. Like everything. Because people don't really understand how I DJ, but everything is played for a reason. So if I played this record, there's a follow-up that's coming up right behind it. So when I'm pissed off and I start seeing that light bulb go off on people, that's my song. Like, to me, it's like, okay.
It brings you back to
It's a bigger world than what you're going through right now. Then it reminds me that, you know, what I'm tripping about is temporary. It's seasonal even. Like, just get over it. Like, I'm really big on that. And anybody that knows me, I'm big on silver linings. Like, things could be going bad. But I'm going to try to find a silver lining somewhere. And that silver lining is going to help me get through.
Right.
So if it ain't for music, a little bit of smoke, a little bit of drink, you know, and just being around positive people too. That's the other thing. I had to realize that because now that I'm around more like-minded people, when I start to slip, they'll be like, yo, you tripping.
Right.
Like, come on, this ain't you. And then when they do it, they know I'm on their ass. Like, man, nah, we ain't even rocking like that. So those three things for me are very important. I cut back on the drinking. I don't really drink as much as I used to. But smoking, yeah.
Well, what I love about what you just said was the fact that when it comes to your surroundings, right? The people.
Oh, yeah.
People forget that. It's like you wonder, oh, why do I feel so down all the time? Well, check who you're around.
Yeah.
Check your environment, you know, because that does play a factor, you know?
We have this problem. It's like our generation. If we're successful, we want to bring the people that grew up with us. And it's not so much a problem. It's more like short-sightedness because
you feel that obligation.
It's like survivor's remorse.
Right, exactly. Oh, that's perfect.
Yes, it's survivor's remorse.
Perfect, yes.
You made it out and they didn't. So you feel like you have to put everybody on your back. You have to do this so everybody can do it. Not realizing that maybe that's not what this person really wants to do.
They have to want it.
And that's what I had to learn with my guys. Like, I got love for the dudes that I started with DJing. I used to tell them guys, yo, we could do this together, man. I could be at one club, you could be at another club, and you be at another club, and we come together and we, or like when I got on the radio, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm doing this, so eventually I'm opening up doors for y'all. Like, but then the guys didn't want to DJ anymore.
Right.
Like, they didn't have the same passion like I had for it. Like, they could do it, they did it, but it ain't the same. And I had to realize, instead of getting mad because they're not doing what I want to do, I had to just fall back and, nah, bruh, I'm going to support whatever it is you want to do.
Right.
Because they supported me. And that's, once you get that mindset, you'll eliminate a lot of problems out of your life.
Right.
Because a lot of people are always like, why is this always happening to me? Why are people so mean to me? And it's not all about you. You gotta.
Yes.
It's not all about you. So.
And you know what's crazy is this somebody that I really look up to. She talks about how that when you're in a suffering state, it's because of the fact that you're thinking too much of yourself. You're becoming too self-centered.
Ooh.
And you can use that with anything, with any topic that you're suffering with. Figure out, are you only thinking about how it affects you, or are you thinking about the bigger picture here?
That's dope. Yeah, I ain't never think about that, but that's
exactly what you just said, though.
Yeah, but to put it in that perspective, like, I ain't never think about it like that. But that's really real, because we can create problems on our own without anybody else's interference. Like, something can go bad, or you see something and your mind will automatically just start running 100 miles an hour. This is gonna go bad. This person's not gonna show up. This is this. Why not your mind run 100 miles an hour
opposite way?
Like, why not, man, everything's gonna go great. Everything's gonna, and even if it doesn't, you prepare for the worst.
But you can still expect the best.
Expect the best, prepare for the worst.
Yes. So here's my thing when it comes to that, right? You can prepare for the worst, but if you're preparing for the worst, are you really expecting the best?
I believe you can, because I'm the type of person, I like to measure twice so I can cut once. So I'm going to make sure that every detail is corrected before I make any move. To me, that's preparing for the worst.
There we go.
Not so much
having
as
plan Bs.
Yeah, it's not so much as, man, this is gonna go bad. It's just like,
okay, there we go.
For example, if I'm DJing and my wireless mic dies, I don't have any batteries, I don't have another wireless mic, it would be irresponsible for me not to have a wired microphone.
A backup. See, that's different.
You see what I'm saying?
There we go.
So, and this is something I had to learn. Everything that I have added to my repertoire, I've learned. Right. So, I've had microphones down on me. I've had speakers go out on me at parties. I've had laptops and external hard drives and all type of stuff. Just so, what do? Make sure you got a backup. Make sure this is accounted for. Make sure this is that. Or even before you go do the event, you check everything. So it's like, preparing for the worst, having a plan B, or just being prepared. Right. However you look at it, it's kind of just like, if you expect the best and still do that, you're always going to win. That's how I look at it.
I love it. Yeah, because, I think when I hear expect the worst or prepare for the worst, I'm talking more from like a mindset perspective, because come on, where we grow up, a lot of people, especially like in our culture and stuff, a lot of people are like, oh, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. What are you doing that for? And it's like you get this negative vibe, but when you realize your power and when you realize like, you know what, that's you, and that I understand that that's what you're portraying, but I don't feel that vibe. My vibe's up here.
Definitely.
Like
definitely. And I think a lot of people, just by being around me, they get that. So, and they start to adapt that on their own. When I see people do their own little motivation posts, I'm like,
hey,
okay. Like, I want to plant seeds in your mind. So you like, man, I could do this too. I can be positive. I can just think. And then you can show that to your friends, and your friends can do that to their friends. And now nobody's beating themselves up, or we don't have so many cases of depression and anxiety and things of that sort. Like, it all starts in the mind. I'm not taking nothing away from those things. Those are very serious things. But there are a lot of people now, I feel like, that use it as a cop-out. Like, yeah, you sad, but are you depressed?
Right. Well, yeah, and then that's just the problem with our generation, period. Because instead of us dealing with it, okay, you made a great example of how, you had negative thoughts, but you pushed through it, right?
Yep.
Some people, they have those negative thoughts and they'll use it as a crutch.
Yeah.
And you have a choice, and everything in life is a choice. So you have the choice you can have those negative thoughts, but what are you going to do to go through it, to work through it?
Normally when I speak to people, because despite everything that I got going on, there are still people that will reach out and try to talk and get advice. And I'll never turn those people away, because I remember not having a person. But I'm not going to be that person that's going to call to you every time. No. Like the first time, all right, cool, I'm going to be compassionate, caring. But if you got the same problem 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, I'm sorry, I'm going to start talking to you blood raw. Like, yo, you doing this to yourself. If you unhappy,
what changes are you making?
Like, I can't baby adults. Especially cannot baby grown men. And I learned that a long time ago. Like, for dudes, I'll rock with you, I'll support you, because I know how hard it is for us. Like, it's hard to get genuine support if it's not like your family or your girl or whatever. So don't take that for granted, my G. Like, you gotta build up yourself. You're a man, you're a king. When you start acting like that and moving like that, can't nobody stop you. But it's kind of hard for people to get that. So,
but we also, I feel like, yes, it's hard, but I feel like it's also becoming a little bit easier now because people are being more open with it. Back in the day, like, I can't think of any, like, 10, 12 years ago, like, or even when we were 10, like, let's say when we were 10 or 12 years old, I don't know of any programs or anything that was like feeding us positivity.
No.
You know?
Nah. I think now, because of the rate of people complaining of being anxious and depressed and all this other thing, like, it has people like me stepping up saying, hey, I got to do this. People like you saying, I want to create this platform, because the need is there.
Right. Because we see it happening in our own community. So it's like.
And then when we see like people our age committing suicide or like, you know what I'm saying, like harming themselves and their family because of normal life stresses, like nothing that we are going through isn't irregular. Everybody's going through this.
People are struggling in all their different ways.
Even before Corona, like we all, like for me, DJing, one weekend I could be booked, making all this money. Then not booked for the next 4 weeks. So it's like I gotta hustle and make sure that I can maintain a certain level of lifestyle. But if I'm, woe is me, oh man, I'm not booked again this weekend. Oh man, what am I gonna do? Oh man, I don't got no parties. Oh man, who's gonna book me?
Right.
Now I gotta get out here and show people, yeah, this is what I do. Oh, okay, yeah, book me, I got this going on. Then on top of everything that I do, as much as I post, I still get people saying, I didn't know you still did parties. So that goes to show me, like, you have to stay on top of whatever it is you're doing.
Right.
Don't get sidetracked by the negative.
Don't get comfortable either.
Don't get comfortable. Don't ever get comfortable. Woo-wee. I think I gotta get that tatted somewhere. Like, don't get like, that just reminded me, because, like I said, I'm approaching 4 years in November, and I finally feel like I hit my stride. So it took me 4 years on the radio to feel like, oh yeah, I got it now. And when I hit that realization, nothing in me said, oh, I'm finna kick back and just, nope. Corona hit. I was like, oh boy, all right, well, what to do now? And I had to
pivot,
make a switch. So, which is why now, you know what I'm saying, I realize that people love the alternate midday mixes. They love it when I put records together and take them back. But then there was a disconnect with going live. In this coronavirus, everybody was going live. All the DJs. I was the wave at first. This pandemic set me back so much. Like my mental was thrown off. I stopped eating. Like I was just crazy. So then I started believing the negativity. Like, man, nobody gonna want to see me go live, man. I do this every week on the radio. Like, or what if I go live and because I'm on the radio, I don't have as many viewers as the other guys, people gonna look at me crazy. I'm like, I'm just gonna go live. Like, stop all the negativity. Just do something that the other guys aren't doing. So everybody's going live from their respective places, but nobody can go live from
the station.
So again, that goes back to what I said earlier. It's like, as a DJ, I'm always gonna do what the others aren't doing. So when nobody wasn't going live at the station, or as frequently, I should say, then I said, well, I've been creating these themes and vibes for the midday mixes since I got up there, and people love them. Like, it's just me just saying, oh, this happened 15 years ago today. Let's do a mix. And the response is always great. So I created a new platform out of this whole thing. And if I would have stayed into my mind, I wouldn't be posting these videos. I think I got like 20 episodes right now, which is dope because it's like Monday through Wednesday every week, and I try to record, post right after.
And it's stuff that you're doing anyway, right?
Exactly.
So it's like repurposing.
So, and it's not anything out of the ordinary. It's not like I am overextending myself or making myself look crazy, because that's the main thing I never want to do. But it's just me being me.
Right.
And now I created a platform, so now the people are busy at 12 noon, or they missed it, or man, they want to listen to it again.
Right.
IG, you could catch it. So now that's a platform. So I feel like in times of need, if you're not rising to the occasion, like pulling yourself up or creating something new, yeah, it's you might want to start. You might want to try to do that.
To be honest, if you didn't look through those eyes of positivity, then you would miss out on possibility.
Oh yeah.
So with everything that's going on, right? You have the lens of positivity. You were able to see different possibilities, and now you're making something that you could have shied away from, but you're taking it and you're making it your own.
Definitely.
Right?
And I feel like everybody should do that, no matter what it is. Even if everybody else is selling hair or doing nails or being a DJ.
They ain't you.
They aren't you. So they don't have your mind. They don't have your creativity. So as long as you do a little something different than everybody else.
Hey now.
Like literally. Like the craziest things I come up with, and people eat it up. Like that was on the fly one day in the club.
But I love it.
And now it's a brand. It's t-shirts. It's lighters. It's like literally everything I do is just like, man, I want to do this. I'll say it just randomly. And then I think about it like, no, I really want to do it. And then I figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
So it's just that simple for people. It really is. And
so with that said, I want to kind of like move a little bit more towards like family and stuff, because career, self-positivity. Yeah. But now we're talking about the next generation. You mentioned that you have your boys. You know, you got, how old are your boys now? They're older now.
About to be 11, about to be 9, and I got 2 3-year-olds now.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Oh boy. So all boys.
All boys. Fun times.
Fun times.
Ooh.
Fortnite, Roblox, all of that. Fun times.
Okay. Yeah. So what if you had to choose like one I mean, obviously you're instilling a lot of different messages, right? But if there's one message that you're going to instill into your kids for the next generation, what is that going to be for you?
The main message that I try to instill in a lot of young kings is believe in yourself. Because it's hard being a black man. Like, it is hard. Like, and I don't want to take nothing away from the women or any other group or anything, but it's just really hard. Like, I remember just being a kid, like, and just being profiled or being followed or just, I'm 12, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then when you get older, you start to understand it, and then you don't care, and then you feed into the stereotypes, and then that can bring more problems and issues. So it's like
a cycle.
Yeah. So I really want every young man, my boys included, my nephews, my little cousins, any youth, young man coming up under me, like, believe in yourself. Because that belief in yourself will stop you from doing things that you know you ain't supposed to do. If you know you're greater than this, you wouldn't go rob this store or shoot this person or do whatever. If you believe that's what you're supposed to do, then hey. But if you know in your heart, my mama raised me better than this. My daddy raised me better than this. My family is expecting this of me. I know I'm better than this. Don't put yourself in that situation. Like, if you about that life, by all means. It's a lot of guys that's doing this now. They ain't about that life. Go to school, bro. Ain't nothing wrong going to school. I went to school. Got my degree and still chasing my dream. Right. So people just are, you can only see as far as your nose for a lot of people. So if they see everybody on their block getting money just by doing this, I'm gonna do it too. Right. So I'm trying to show these guys, like, I get money and I just play music. Or I get money and I can sell shirts. Or I can just talk on the microphone. Like, there's different things than what you guys are seeing. Not to say that, I mean, fast money's fast money. Never lasts.
Right, exactly.
Never lasts. So
easy
that's
come,
my only
easy
thing.
go.
That's my only thing.
And then I think that that's important too, because remember we were just talking about like when you are positive, you're open to more possibilities. And when you believe in yourself, that's the whole reason AYA stands for Affirm Your Abundance. You know, when you believe that you are a person that is deserving and worthy of abundance, and that you are a king, you are a queen, you know, then you will have that faith within yourself, and you will get connected to that inner power, and it'll break that cycle. It starts
with you, because people like to use their parents as an excuse why they're not successful. They had kids early, they couldn't finish school, or situations.
External circumstances.
Like, just a bunch of things. Caught a charge. Ladies and gentlemen, I did all of those things. Caught a charge, had kids early, did all these things, still graduated, still chasing my dream, and still trying to uplift people. Like, it doesn't start and stop with your situations. If anything, you're supposed to grow over it. So a lot of people it's hard for them to do that, but you got to start with yourself. Got to.
I love it. I love it so much. All right. Well, thank you so much, Lucky. I'm so happy and so grateful that you came and you were here. And I just wanted to let everyone know how they can reach you, follow you, and support you.
All right. You know, I'm on christianmingle.com now. It's at DJ Lucky C everywhere. I'm revamping djluckyc.com. But the social sites, best way to stay up to date with me. I'm always on my phone. So if you need to hit me, hit me. Like I'm telling y'all, my Instagram TV, any vibe, that old school vibe, I got the T.I. versus 50 Cent mix. I got the Ross versus 2 Chainz. I got some R&B up there. Like, whatever vibe you want to catch, at DJ Lucky C on Instagram. I do parties, you know, bar mitzvahs, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do it all, baby. Like,
you're here.
Party with Lucky C.
Hey. So you definitely check him out. Follow him at DJ Lucky C. And don't forget that we also have the Affirm Your Abundance podcast. New episodes every Monday through Friday, so you can check that out. Also, subscribe, like, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this episode. And we'll talk next week on The AYA Show.